Are you ready for a story? This story is called The River Dragons. It's based on a folktale from China. Long ago, there were no freshwater rivers or lakes in China. The saltwater Eastern Sea was the only water on Earth. Water that is full of salt is not good to drink, and it is not good for watering crops. So the people could not use the salt water from the Eastern Sea. They could only use rainwater for drinking and for watering their crops. So the people of China needed rain. Whenever the sky was clear and without rain clouds, the people worried. They prayed to the rain gods to send rain. Usually, the rain gods sent rain when the people needed it. But one hot summer, there was no rain for weeks. The people looked for black rain clouds, but saw only clear skies. Without rain, the crops started to turn brown and die. "If our crops die, there will be no food to eat," said the people. "And without rain, we won't have water to drink. We'll die." The people continued to call to the rain gods for rain, but no rain came. At that time, the Eastern Sea was the home to 4 dragons. The dragons were big and frightening looking, but they were actually very kind. The dragons heard the people. "The people are in trouble," said Black Dragon. "They'll die without rain," said Yellow Dragon. Pearl Dragon said, "We have to help them." Long Dragon said, "Let's go and talk to the Jade Emperor. I'm sure he can help." So the dragons flew to the Jade Emperor's palace. When the dragons arrived at the palace, the Jade Emperor was listening to music. "Why are you interrupting my music?" yelled the Jade Emperor. Long Dragon said, "Great Emperor, the rain gods are not doing their job. Without rain, the people on Earth will die. You are the most powerful god. Tell the rain gods to make it rain and save the people." The Jade Emperor replied, "Yes, I am the most powerful god of all. I can make the other gods do whatever I want. But right now, I'm busy listening to the most wonderful music. I'll make it rain tomorrow." The dragons thanked the Emperor and went home. But 10 days passed and no rain came. "The Jade Emperor hasn't done anything," said Black Dragon. "We have to help the people ourselves." "How?" asked the other dragons. Black Dragon had an idea. "There's plenty of water in the sea," he said. "We can fill our mouths with water and spray it into the sky. It will come down like rain." Long Dragon shook his head. "But the sea is full of salt water," he said. "If we spray the seawater through the clouds," said Black Dragon, "the clouds will filter out the salt. Then freshwater rain will fall on the earth." The other dragons liked Black Dragon's plan. So the dragons flew down to the sea and scooped up seawater in their mouths. Then they flew back into the sky and sprayed the water through the clouds. The clouds filtered out the salt, and wonderful freshwater rain fell to the earth and soaked the land. Soon the fields turned green again, and the crops grew tall. People had plenty of food to eat and lots of water to drink. The 4 dragons saved the people. But the Jade Emperor heard about the dragons' rain-making. This made him very angry. "Those dragons have been making rain without my permission," he yelled. "I will find them wherever they are and punish them." The Emperor called the generals of his army to the palace. "Catch these 4 dragons and bring them to me," he told the generals. The army brought the dragons to the valley below the palace. Then the Jade Emperor stood on the top of his palace and waved his arms. He used his powers to move 4 giant mountains from 4 faraway parts of China. The mountains flew through the air all the way to the palace.
I will trap the dragons under these mountains so that the dragons will never make it rain again, he said.
And one by one, the mountains fell on the dragons. While the dragons were trapped under the mountains, they worried about the people.
We have to find another way to give the people fresh water,
said Long Dragon. So the dragons turned themselves into 4 big rivers. These were the first rivers in China. The rivers flowed across the land all the way to the Eastern Sea. And that is how China's 4 great rivers were created. The Heilongjiang is in the far north of China. Heilongjiang means Black Dragon River. The Huanghe is in the middle of China. Huanghe means Yellow River. The Yangtze is in the south. Yangtze means Long River. And the Zhejiang is in the very far south. Zhejiang means Pearl River. Because of these 4 rivers and the 4 dragons who made them, the people of China never had to worry about being without fresh water again. The end.